Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like.
What is up, YouTube? So today I wanted to make, I guess, just something for you guys to watch. It's not winter and it's kind of that in-between season. I didn't get any footage of lawn care because I'm actually, starting a new company. We'll fill you guys in on the whole thing. We have this big plan, and it's been underway for a couple years now, and I'm kind of keeping it hush-hush, so I can't let you guys know too much, but I'll fill you in enough that you guys kind of know what's up. But as you guys can tell by the title of today's video, I'm just going to give you guys, and anyone who's curious, a walk around of my 1999 Ford F350 SuperDuty dually. It's a 7.3 liter Powerstroke engine, and for anyone that's curious, I argue one of the greatest Ford engines ever built. So I'll take you guys outside now. We'll get a walk around, and if you guys are new here, be sure to stick around if you guys love heavy equipment, big ass trucks, and just a young guy that's making his dreams come true and learning as he goes. So let's go outside and take a look. All right, guys, here we are. All right, guys, so here is my 1999 Ford F350 SuperDuty dually. So, she's got the voluptuous rear end under her, She's dummy thick. Oh, yeah. So it's pretty bone stock, but I wanted to give just kind of a walk around discussion, and I know these are pretty common trucks for guys that are looking to get into a nice, reliable, hardworking work truck. So I'm going to talk about my plans with it, what to look for. So first of all, guys, this truck came from the States. And that being said, that means that there's basically minimal salt. So as you guys can tell, yes, there's no spray and bed liner. That is one of the things that I'm going to get done here soon. But there's also, no rust, which is huge. We live in Canada, and it's very rare to get something, in that good of condition. And I undercoated the truck. That's something that I would recommend that anybody does, especially where you're dealing with snow. It's just going to keep that truck longer for you and keep it working for you longer. We have the dual tip exhaust on the rear. It sounds absolutely phenomenal. Smell that? Now up here, these are not stock mirrors. I believe these are later series Ford SuperDuty mirrors. This is a very simple upgrade, guys, that I would strongly recommend that you guys do. You can get these on Amazon for like a couple $100. I'll throw them up on the screen, and they just night and day difference on your truck. The next thing that I would recommend is here there's going to be an LED light that will light up when you turn your truck on at night. And up top, what I added was all white LEDs, cab lights to match that. And then I also got the LED front lights. So at night, guys, this truck is 10 out of 10, gorgeous to look at going down the road. The next kind of aesthetic thing that I enjoy on my SuperDuty is I have it all tinted. So the sides are tinted, the back is tinted. The only thing is the front is not tinted. So I'm kind of hoping that I can get a tint strip thrown on the top there sometime soon. But that is just more something that, I'm hoping to get done, but it's not huge. Next thing that I did to my 7.3 dually, and you guys can take this however way you guys want. Some people like it, some people don't. I added this different style front grille. I knew a guy that had a 7.3, pulled that off, and they're extremely easy to pull off, guys. You guys lift the hood up, and I'll show you guys here in a little bit, but there's literally just a couple clips. You guys can take a flathead screwdriver. I'm talking 5 minutes max, and you guys have a new, fresh look compared to the truck that you bought. Another thing that I am going to be doing is back here. So obviously, guys, I'm a sucker for work build trucks, okay? I'm not a SEMA truck guy. I think they look absolutely redonkulous. That's a word now. It's redonkulous. I like work trucks. So this is my, I think it's 450 liter fuel cell that I picked up. It's great. For those of you guys that don't know, I do residential snow removal and I work with a lot of heavy equipment a lot, so that's why this truck makes sense to me. I'm able to tow all my gear, and now I'm able to fuel all my gear. So that right now is just ratchet strapped in there, but we're actually gonna be bed mounting that with some you know, some proper hardware to make sure that that's, one, it looks good, and two, safe. So before we do that, we're going to be taking this fuel cell out, completely powder coating it, and making sure that it looks beautiful, and you know, really just cleaning out the tank, making sure it's good to go for winter. The pump is good, just needs to be wired up. We have a very long hose. I want to come up with a solution. If you guys have any suggestions in the comment section, please let me know, because I would like to have this hose put on some sort of system, guys, where it just doesn't look so messy. Maybe I'm being picky, but I like, again, work build trucks. Fucking love them. Love work build trucks. So that fuel cell is one of these things that is not cheap, but something that if you're looking to work with your truck, first and foremost, it is super nice to have if you run anything to do with heavy equipment and you got your boys out in the road. And second of all, it just looks badass. Like, come on, it looks wicked. I added this back rack. So these, again, are super easy to install. Again, 5 minutes to hook up, guys. And then, of course, what I'm getting done this week, and I have them on order, I'll throw some pictures up as well. For about $80, you guys can get some lighting for your back rack. So right up here, in between that corner of the back rack and this corner, is just about 29 inches of space. So 29 inches of space, and I got a custom light kind of to throw up there that's going to be a whoopee. I call them whoopee lights or hazard lights, and the one that's up there I'm actually going to be putting on a different one of my fleet vehicles. So we're going to have a custom whoopee light in between the area of the back rack there. Then in the middle area here, we're going to have a large, also 29-inch LED light bar. Then in this corner here, we will have an LED pod light. In this corner here, we will have an LED pod light. And then we're also going to have one LED pod light per side, redirected to the switch panel inside, to shoot up a driveway on the right or shoot up a driveway on the left, which will be super helpful for me as the owner when I'm driving around and just kind of making sure that my clients' driveways are in a condition that I'm satisfied with before I send the boys home. So that's kind of my aspirations for the rear end of the truck. Of course, I'm looking at custom offsets, and I think for about 1,500 bucks, there's a set of rims that I'm looking at throwing on this truck, and I think they're going to change the entire atmosphere of this truck. So you guys are going to want to stick around to see me kind of build this truck. I'm going to be doing it all myself for the most part. So yeah, but even as they are great, guys, and we have brand new rubber on here, so that's not cheap. That's a pretty expensive thing. And again, look at how friggin' mint this truck is. Anyway, so we also, in case you guys can't see it there, we have a backup camera. So we got to wire that up, and that will run inside to a backup camera dash that I have. And it's meant for this fifth wheel hookup, and I'm going to be buying a fifth wheel trailer. I'm going to trade in my equipment hauler for a fifth wheel hookup, and then we're going to get a couple enclosed trailers for a different business venture that I got on the go. Whole lot on the go, guys. But the goal here, guys, it's going to be kind of a wiring mumbo jumbo. So again, if anyone has any suggestions, please let me know. I'm going to have this backup camera. I'm going to have a whoopee light, the light bar, the 4 pods. All that needs to be wired inside to an interior switch panel, as well as the fuel cell, so people don't steal my fuel. So there's a whole lot of wiring that needs to be done in that regard. Now, this is where things get interesting. If I take you guys over here and we get into the truck. So when you're getting in the truck here, first thing you're going to want to look out for, especially around my parts at least, is rust. So the door jambs often will rust. Again, this truck is friggin' mint. And down here, the rocker panels will also rust. Lucky for me, I got a rare 7.3 in immaculate condition. Truly, this truck is gorgeous, and I know it doesn't fit everybody's fancy. I went from a 2023 GMC AT4 Duramax to this, and I did so for a reason, guys. It's super simple. It's plug and play like a Lego set. Gorgeous sounding diesels that just run forever, and parts are everywhere. So the next thing I would recommend you guys do to your truck, which I am getting done pronto, is a tune. So underneath the hood here, you put your hand underneath right here, switch it. Oh, that hurt. So as you guys can tell, it's not completely stock. I added this intake, so generally there is an air box here that comes stock with the Fords. I believe you got to remove your battery mounts. It's not too much of an upgrade, guys. I think anybody can do it. Just watch a couple other YouTube videos and you can remove that out and throw this air box in. So yeah, this is gonna, it's not, some people don't recommend it. I like it. It just increases the sound of your turbo. I'm gonna put a bigger filter on here. I will recommend, guys, that you guys replace this filter kind of more frequently than you would, I guess, with the stock situation, because it does get more dirt. It's sucking in a lot more air. Now, for your guys' tune. When you go on any tune website, what they're gonna want you to do is they're gonna want you to put in your ECU code. So you can put in your ECU code and you can order your tune, and then you can install it in your truck, so it's, you know, already pre-programmed and you don't got to worry about all that. So when they get you to do that, I actually just did this today, so it should be pretty rehearsed. You're gonna want to go in here. So behind your guys' e-brake, there is your ECU right here. Now right here, see if I can get a better angle for you. Right here is a, I think it's a 7mm or an 8mm socket. And most guys have two. I think my plastic kind of broke, but you're gonna wanna remove this socket and this socket if you have it. And once these are loose, don't just start yanking, because you'll feel this whole system here get freed up and get loose, and you might cause yourself a problem, which we'll talk about in a second. You're gonna want to then crawl over here. You're gonna want to grab a flathead screwdriver. If you're like my redneck ass, you got those always handy, because I got a flat brain. And you're going to want to come into here. So the bolt that we are actually looking for, don't know if you guys can see it, try to get your focus right. You guys see that bolt right there? It's in all the wires, barely visible. That is a bolt that plugs in your ECU to your firewall. Now, what you're gonna wanna do is to first, to kind of give yourselves a little bit more wiggle room, I'll throw you guys right here. You're going to want to go on the back side here, flick that, and look, that comes right off. You'll pinch that there with your flathead, pull that to the side, and now you guys should have a much easier time reaching said bolt. Now that bolt in there is a 10mm, so I know everybody's losing their fucking 10mm all the time, but make sure you have your 10mm handy. I didn't. I tried pretty well every fucking socket I could find known to mankind before I just gave up and went and got a new 10mm. But right in there, that bolt, once you loosen that, you can loosen it all the way off, and it will actually pull off. So all that plastic around that bolt will come right off, and it will unplug from your ECU computer, basically, and you can then pull out your ECU. Now, what I was getting at, why you shouldn't be just yanking around, is underneath that bolt, you see that big bundle of wires? Well, by this side of the firewall, by the driver's side, there are wires that control your fuel pump. And if you get tinkering around too much and you just pinch one of these old truck wires, you might actually cause there to be a lack of power going to your fuel pump, and that could result in you having the truck rolling over but not wanting to actually, you know, spark up and turn on, simply because, you know, your fuel pump might not be working, your engine might not be getting no fuel. So if we stupid fucking fuck you. There we go. Open sesame, boys. Right here. This is pretty well what your ECU is going to look like. Plugs right into the firewall, and then you guys can see It's out of that plastic casing and obviously missing some paint. But on the back side of these, this up here, this code is going to be what you're going to want to take a picture of when you're ordering your tune. And I strongly, without a doubt, recommend that you get a tune for your beautiful 7.3 truck. It's just, I find they're droggy. The way I describe it is they're congested. So when you put that tune on there, I'm getting a 6-step tune. Especially chip it, don't just program it. It's gonna make a world of a difference. Your fuel economy and just the overall performance of your truck, guys. You'll be rolling coal like a madman. You'll be looking like a fucking lunatic. But if you're like me, it just makes the work truck come together. So again, guys, you guys can put, I think you can even put, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, I believe you can put a 6.0 front end on these trucks. That's a swap that I'm looking at doing. But the grill, I like the grill in the 6.0s a lot. And yeah, let's hop inside and just give you guys a little bit of what she sounds like. So from the interior, guys, you know, you got your very fancy, high-tech push start system. That's a joke. The tint, again, I like the tint. Makes me feel like I have privacy. You guys get a lot more visual, I guess, satisfaction out of the upgraded tow mirrors. A lot better than the stock 7.3s. I think those look absolutely hilarious, how stupid they look. There's the other tow mirror there. And again, guys, inside's pretty bone stock. You do get power windows, which is nice, and power locks. I upgraded my radio to be a touchscreen, and my air conditioning wasn't working. I got that fixed. That was a couple $100. And I have one of the rare 4-wheel drive dualies, which is super fucking nice. And I'll show you guys kind of what the cab sounds like with my dual exhaust. Of course, it'll get a little bit louder, you know, once I do some more modifications to it. But let's roll it over here. Look at that. No lights. Working like it should, knock on wood. So yeah, guys, it's not overly loud. A 6.7 will be quieter inside, but it is a nice sounding rumble. If you're like me, again, it's just a nice truck. Roll the window down. You guys can really get a visual there of how tinted it is. Boop. 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 Overall, guys, that's just kind of a quick walk around of my 99 7.3 dually. Kind of the plans, again, we're going to be putting some custom offset wheels on it. I already got the rubber, and we're going to be doing a big wire up job, making that back rack, fuel cell, all that shit better. Spraying bed liner, and yeah, just a little walk around, give you guys some simplistic ideas for maybe stuff you guys could throw on. I love these trucks, and I'm excited to kind of get you guys more content of these trucks. And we're gonna be, actually working with this truck, and we're doing some tow jobs and stuff. So, wanted to introduce it to the channel. So that's this week's video. Next week we're gonna have probably a L60 video. We're going to pick up some stuff. And if you guys are looking for any used snowblowers or used tractors, please call me. Hit me up. My email is dr.snowremoval@outlook.com. We have 35 used snowblowers for sale starting at only $3,000, and they're all functional. They're all functional. They're ready to blow snow. They're ready to blow snow. So yeah, hit us up, guys. Really stoked. Like, subscribe, do it all. Please.
Hey, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hate applying my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding niggas.